Chairman, can I just jump in with a clarification on this particular point? May I just confirm that both Ms. Han and Mr. Shu, your view is that faced with a false, racially motivated rape allegation, which is now inciting violence, you would prefer for that information to persist because you would prioritize the negative consequences of backfire over any potential benefit from taking that down. So in other words, you're more worried that taking it down will cause greater harm and inflame passions more, and so you would prefer for this to be left to circulate because that is less harm than what would happen if it continues to be spread. Is that your position?
No, I'm saying that in a Singapore context, we will already have laws such as the Sedition Act that could tackle inciting disharmony between racial and religious groups.
That's not the question I'm asking. I'm not asking whether there are other measures. As Mr. Tong has made it very clear, he's not asking whether other measures would not be brought to bear. And I think we all accept that many measures may be used in these situations. The issue is, yes, we will do all the other things, but even doing all the other things, your position is it's better to leave this up there because the harm of the backfire effect is worse than the harm of further inflaming racial tensions.
No, because I believe you're characterizing it as if I don't endorse a law that allows takedown.
No, I'm not
talking saying we should just leave it there and let it spread.
I'm not talking about a law. I'm saying that it has to be taken down.
I am talking about law, that's why
I know, but that's not the issue here. I'm asking, your characterization is that it's better to leave it up there and allow further hatred, further violence, further confusion to spread because you're more worried about the backfire effect than the further harm that this information does. We haven't worked out how we'll take it down yet, but I'm asking, do you want it taken down?
No.
Because for the reasons that I've stated?
No, my position would be that we should explore other measures and use the existing laws that we already have.
I understand,
but I would not take that down.
Okay.
Sorry, just to quickly elaborate. So what I'm saying is that yes, it should be left up, and yes, the backfire is an issue, and we don't actually know which would inflame it more. If we leave it up, more people might join. If we take it down, more people might join because of backfire. And we don't know which one is clearly the greater harm.
I'm not asking whether we have uncertainty. I'm asking, your position is that it's better
so my position is because there is this uncertainty, I would leave it up because since there's this uncertainty, am also concerned how this law will then be applied, not just in this case, but in other cases. And so that's why my position would be
Thank you, Mr. San.
I would also like to highlight that the Myanmar context is extremely different from the Singapore one as well.
Different only because I think you are saying that it starts off with a heightened sense of conflict between the different races.
And also the media literacy level, the internet literacy level, the information literacy level is extremely different between Myanmar and Singapore. We're talking about Myanmar, which not that long ago had very low internet penetration that suddenly exploded across the population very, very quickly.
If you take this position, then what you're really saying is that practically anything and everything, whether it lends itself to incitement of religious feelings, or as we've looked at earlier, where going viral on a particular posting can have effects of harm, destruction of property, loss of lives. Despite all that, and despite, I know you have a view on the reach feedback, but 92% of Singaporeans saying that some form of measure should be undertaken. You would stand by your view that nothing needs to be done or should be done.
I never said that nothing should be done. I believe that should be engagement. What I counseled again was further legislation that would police content. I do think that I'm not advocating absolute freedom of speech or expression. As I said before, I think there should be it should always be tied to serious harm and incitement of harm, and that's usually the international sort of generally held standard on hate speech, that it has to have incitement to violence or some harm. before it meets
but
that. And the wounding of religious feelings is very far below that
we looked at the
standard.
articles earlier in Myanmar. While you say it's a different context, but using that as a basis, I mean, that has
Using
demonstrated
that,
harm.
I did not say that that should not be prosecuted in some way if there was actual incitement of harm. Yes, of course, there are prosecutions, but what I was saying was that there should not be automatic sort of executive takedown sort of action.
It's obviously not automatic, but depending on the circumstances, depending on the nature of the harm, depending on how viral it is, the content, the nature of the posting, even then, taking all that into account, you will not suggest that there be a degree of, or in the range of solutions possible, that one of them be the ability to remove it and take it down.
I would counsel against that solution. I encourage the committee to look at a range of other solutions. That is not to say that someone like Wirathu should not be prosecuted for inciting violence against particular communities, but I was speaking specifically for takedown orders and laws that would allow this sort of arbitration of content.